Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical. This is Mystical Gaming and we're jumping into Watch Your Realms. Now, I want to go over some beginner stuff, more precisely beginner summoning stuff, okay? So, just what to look out for when you're summoning, when you first start in the game, that sort of thing. We're coming into the anniversary at the time of recording this, which means there's going to be a lot of summons on. Now, you're going to want to know how it works and what to keep and all this sort of good stuff. So we'll go over all of that, and that should make life a little bit easier for you, and what to watch out for and what heroes not to throw away and which ones you can. That's all good stuff, okay? So when you come over to the summoning portal, it looks like this. This is a summoning portal, okay? But before we get there, what we need to do is have a look at the gallery, okay? Now the gallery shows us all the heroes in the game. These are all the heroes in the game at time of recording. And then which heroes do we keep? Well, if they're legendary and gold, keep them. That would be my advice. Don't throw any of them away. Just keep the lot. You never know when they're going to get buffed. Epics. Same advice, really. Keep them. Some of them are really, really useful. We can do a follow-up video with best epics or that sort of thing. And then when you get additional epics, you can awaken them as well, okay, making your epics even more powerful. Okay, so I would keep all the epics. Now that leaves us with 3 stars or blue or rare, depending on how you want to word it. And then it leaves us with the 2-star green uncommon heroes as well. They're the other ones we can get from summoning. So what of the 3-star ones do we want to keep? Now, if we see a hero that looks like this, now that little gold icon at the top there, and there's another one there, and there should be a third one as well there. Now they have that little crown thing in the top left hand corner, okay, that little symbol there that a lot of heroes don't have. Now that means they're a lord. You want to keep your lords because your lords have a lord skill, okay? Now we'll come on to that a bit later on, but the lord skill boosts the whole team. Okay, so it doesn't matter if they're 3-star or not, you're going to boost all your other heroes, okay? Very important, keep them, just don't ditch them. When you get better ones, you can think about ditching them later on, but you'll be more into the game. But then if you get one early on, keep it because it's just worth its weight in gold. Another hero you might want to keep. Also, Autumn, 3-star hero. She's probably worth a keep, particularly early on in the game. Now, why do you want to keep her? You don't want to fully level these heroes up either, okay? But she does give your team a crit rate boost. And on top of that, while she's doing it, she gives a crit damage boost as well, okay? So that's quite nice. You can just buff up the damage of your DPS quite significantly with her. She's absolutely fantastic early game. Okay, she peters off quite relatively soon, but nice and early game. She's definitely worth a shout out and worth a keep. Now, there is another rare that you want to keep, and not only keep hold of, and not just for the early game. You want to keep this rare for the whole game. This rare is not only helpful at the beginning of the game, but in the middle of the game, at the end of the game, and in the late game. This rare is helpful, okay? I wouldn't say it was actually I'll go. It's a must-have. People will use it in their comps all the time. Decimus, okay? Absolutely fantastic. Now you don't have to level him up, you don't have to fully skill him up, you don't have to do a great deal of work too. And what you do have to do though is you do have to get him to, I think it's 4-star, and you want to promote him up 4 times. When you promote him up 4 times, he gets a skill, Defiance, when he's got Defiance up, okay? So when his HP drops to 0, the hero remains alive and continues to fight for 6 seconds. During this time, his attack will increase by 70%. Yeah, we're not interested in that. We're interested in the fact that he stays on the battlefield, and he stays on there for 6 seconds. That 6 seconds, unfortunately, is not enough. You're going to have to put some skills in him. You want him all up to level 5. You want that effect duration, another 2 seconds. It's going to make your life a lot easier, okay? And he's going to stay there after he's been killed for 8 seconds, okay? And then if you have a look right down at the bottom there, it says redeployment time 18 seconds. He comes around really fast for you, okay? He's a phenomenally good hero. He's a 3-star hero, and if you're a beginner to this game, you keep a copy of him, okay? You don't throw him away, you don't get rid of him, you store him somewhere, you lock him up, you keep hold of him because he will come in really useful later on in the game with some other bits of the game, okay, that come on, okay? Absolutely fantastic for what he does. Do not, under any circumstances, get rid of Decimus. You want to keep at least 1 copy of him. You can do other things like fully awakening him up and all this sort of good stuff if you want to. It's not important. You just need to do him 4-star and then 4 lots of promotions up until you get that Defiance. Once you've got Defiance, good to go. Don't even have to worry about putting gear on him really. He just runs with that ability. That's all you want him for. for. So that's about it for people we want to keep. We want to keep anyone with a big crown above them, okay? So if they've got that big crown in the top left hand corner, we keep them. And then if it's Decimus, we keep them, and if it's Autumn, we keep them as well. Now summoning, how do we summon stuff? Now on the left hand side here, we can see these are the banners. We've got Invocation of Spirits and we've got Divine Summoning, and when they bring out other ones, you'll see different pictures here, and you'll see different banners appear here, and then you summon on the different banners you want. So if you want a banner with one hero, you make sure you click that, the picture will change to that hero and you can summon on that. If you want to do it 2 times, then you would click on the 2 times banner, and then the picture will change and you'd see 2 times and you go and summon on that. Now in the top corner there was a thing called details. We click on the details, we are brought up to this page. This page is relatively important. It shows you the drop rate of all the heroes and all the heroes within that pool. The pools of the heroes are different, okay? So if you're summoning on the normal invocation to divine to ancients, which are the red ones you get, they have different pools, so you can get different heroes out of those, okay? So just be aware of that. But this shows you all the heroes that are available, the percentage chance of them dropping, and the heroes within that pool, they all have the same odds of dropping now. Now the next thing down there is the summoning record. You can see precisely what you've summoned for the last 300 times. It tells you last 300 summons there for the Invocation of Spirits, and it takes me through them so I can see what I pulled and when, and that is important. I want to see that. I want to know when I last pulled a legendary. I can see there I last pulled a legendary and I pulled one after that. Now this bit becomes the important bit, okay? This is the pity rules, okay? So we have a pity timer in the game. The pity rules, if active, if no legendary hero is summoned after 180 consecutive Invocation of Spirit summons. So what does that mean? After 180 summons, I will get an increased chance of 5%. So on my 181st summon, my chance of getting one are 5% plus the 0.5 that I've already got in the game. So I've got 5.5% chance of summoning a legendary. On my 182nd summon, I've got a 10.5 chance of getting a legendary, and so on and so forth. It grows up as we go. Now, bear in mind that means that when you hit 200, if you get that far, firstly, you've been very unlucky for the last 20 summons within your 180, but at 200 you are guaranteed. So you've got 100.5% chance of pulling a legendary, and here are the chances. You can get a Lord, and we've discussed the Lord there. You see right at the top there, they've got that little crown, that would be in the top left of them, okay? And then you've got your normal legendaries there, the normal 5-star gold heroes, and they've got a 0.46% chance of summoning, and the Lords have a 0.04% chance. So in total, to get a legendary, you've got a 0.5% chance. But when you hit your 180, then that starts going up by 5%. So that is the pity rules. Now the pity is important. Now when they run a limited hero, you'll see a limited hero coming up, and it will say after 200 summons you are guaranteed this hero. That means on that banner you have to do a maximum of 200 summons. I say a maximum because you could summon that hero just naturally by pulling them on that banner before 200. If you haven't, then on your 200th summon you will guarantee to get that limited hero on that banner. Now we know our pity timer. We can manipulate our pities, go from our limited hero, which we know we're getting after 200. We can nip over when we get to our round that we've done about 180 summons, maybe just under. We can nip to a different banner, try our luck on that, because we know how our pity works. We know when we're going to get a hero. We can do a few on there to our pity strikes, and then we can go back to our limited banner, and then we summon on our limited banner, get the remainder of the 200 done on there, and that's us done. We are done and dusted, and we can get the limited, and that's how you manipulate your pity so it works in your favor, okay? But if you're on the limited banner, if you are going to manipulate your pity, make sure you have enough summons to do it. All right, just bear that in mind. You still need to do 200 summons on the limited banner. You can't do 180 on the limited banner and 20 on another banner. That doesn't work. It's got to be a complete 200 on the limited. All right, so you may need a few more than 200. Now earlier on we mentioned Lords. Why are Lords important? So when we come to our raids, we're given 10 slots that we can fill up with heroes. Absolutely fantastic. However, when we're playing and we're going on to the battlefield, we can only normally deploy 8 heroes. So when we top this up with the 8 heroes we want to deploy, we're left with 2 spare spaces. Now, Why is that important for us? That is important because we can fill them up. So here we go, I filled mine up. For example, these are the heroes I'm going to use. I'm happy with that, brilliant. So I've got my heroes in there that I wish to use on my gear raid. Now, the next thing I want to consider is putting in some lords. Now my lord skill would arrive on the far left over there. On the far left hand side, you see the little spaces available there. When you put a lord in, you'll actually be able to see that will get illuminated and it'll tell you all about the lord skill you're getting. Now the lords don't have to be particularly good. Their skill that they apply is given to all the people in the team, or at least within that faction of the team. So we can put in our 2 lords. There we go. Now we can see that they're illuminated and we can see all the heroes with that faction get a boost from that lord. Okay, when you click on it, you taken up for this example, going to the Cursed Cult. There are some of the other lords that I own. You may not own them, but particularly if you're a beginner, if you are, congratulations, you've done well at the beginning of the game. But you can scroll down to the bottom, you can see, there we go, there is the one we own. It's a 3-star hero. Now it increases faction team members basic attributes by 5%. Already straight off the bat, you're getting 5% on all your heroes, just for having kept hold of that 3-star hero. Okay, and then also increases faction team members damage dealt to enemies inflicted by slow, stun, freeze, mobilizing effect, and other CC effect, yada yada. Now they do offer different effects depending on which one you've got and which faction you're part of, but they do offer this buff. It will generally, the 3-star ones give you the 5% basic attacking, basic attributes. That's a bonus straight away. Straight away, you're getting 5% on all of your faction team members. They're absolutely fantastic. And that was just for not getting rid of the rare. So the question is, why would you want to get rid of your rares? And why dismiss them? Now the reason for this is because you can swap them in for diamonds. That's essentially it. And you can swap them in for other resources. So if we click on the heroes icon over here and then we click on the sale one up there, the one with the little dollar sign on it, and then we go to 1-star, we can see we get some gold for selling the 1-stars. We get some more gold for selling the 2-stars. The only thing is, do you want the gold or do you need these for fodder to level up? Okay, a lot of points for leveling these up if for the Corridor of Glory events, so go careful on the ones you sell. You may not wish to. Now the next important one is the 3-stars. So if you sell your 3-stars, you get diamonds for them. Diamonds are great because you can use the diamonds to do summoning, and then the more you summon, the more 3-stars you get. The more 3-stars you get, you can then sell them for diamonds. You can take the diamonds and you can go to summon them. Now you do dwindle down in your resources slowly. It's not a never-ending wheel of forgiveness from them, but you can actually sell them. But let's bear in mind, we want to keep those ones up there with a big icon in the left-hand corner, because we know that's a lord and they get a lord skill. If you've got a higher lord, maybe not worry about it so much, but if you haven't got any, they come in very handy for you. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Also, you may wish to keep Autumn. Autumn's nice, particularly at the beginning of the game, and also you may wish to keep Decimus there. Keep a copy of him. He's very good throughout the entire game. Now, that's 3-star heroes. We can also get rid of some of our 4-star heroes as well if you really want to. I wouldn't, because you get these. You get Awakening, Epic Awakening tokens, which are fantastic. You can use these later on in the game. Earlier on in the game, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I would rather keep hold of the epics and awaken the epics rather than sell them. The other thing we can sell is we can sell legendaries as well, and then we get the same point cost here, boom, there we are, and we get legendary awakening tokens as well, okay, which we can use in the shop. Now the issue with doing this is you can sell any hero you like. Do not under any circumstances sell this hero. She is fantastic, and unlike any other hero, you're not going to get her again. You get one copy of her, one. You get that when you're part way through the storyline, or you finish the storyline and you get a copy of her. That is the only place you get her. You cannot summon her afterwards. You don't get her in the shop afterwards. You can't do her as a shard pull. You can't fuse her. You do not get another copy of her, Volker. So no matter what videos you watch and they say she's trash or she's not very good, and there are some of them about, she's awesome. And she is used in a lot of comps later on. Do not, under any circumstances, I cannot labour this point enough, get rid of her. She's amazing. Although in certain circumstances, but do not get rid of her, okay? Do not sell her. or some awakening tokens. I wouldn't get rid of any. That's just the way I am, but make sure you do not under any circumstances get rid of that. The others you could probably re-get as you go through. Now, what are you going to do with these tokens? Well, you come to the shop here and there's an awakening token shop. So you can see here, these are with all the purple icon below. You can use up your purple icons to actually buy some stuff from the shop. It's not fantastic stuff anyway, so it's not really game breaking enough to actually worry about. Now, there are some nice rewards as you get further on, particularly for the legendary ones. There's a hex soul stone, and these soul stones are used to awaken your heroes. So you may wish to awaken a hero. I'd like to awaken hex, but I haven't got enough. No, unlikely to get enough for a long period of time. I've only just started in the game now to actually get rid of legendaries because I've awakened them all the way up. But I wouldn't get rid of a legendary just so I could get a hex soul stone. That's just me. Other people might, but that's down to them. I wouldn't, because you never know when the heroes are going to get buffed, and I prefer to err on the side of caution. Okay, it's just not worth it in the long run. So that's it. That's for beginners summoning. Okay, you now know how you summon, how to look at your pity, how to manipulate your pity, heroes to keep, all legendaries, all epics, 3-star heroes. There's 5 in total. Okay, 3 of them are lords, one of them does a buff for you, and the other one is Decimus, who is just awesome. Okay, don't get rid of him. We'll use him in a lot of comps, particularly going on in the game, particularly early game, and in Gear Raid 2 as well, massively used there. Okay, so bear that in mind. Now that's me done for the day. Okay, I hope you found this interesting. I hope it was helpful for you, and as we go on, in this case towards the anniversary, or you're coming up to your latest summoning, I hope it helps you out with the amount you have to keep and what you have to look out for as a beginner player. Okay, if there's anything I've missed out or anything you want me to go over, beginners hints and tips, anything like that, just give us a shout in the comments below. Happy to do a quick video on it for you. Okay, thank you very much for your time. If you could give me the old thumbs up, like and subscribe, that would help me out massively, and I'll see you all in a video again soon. Cheers. Goodbye.